Hi, so this is Ella and I's Pecha Kucha. We did ours on the Vagina Monologues by Eve Ensler, and we had a lot of fun creating this for you guys, so enjoy. We would like to preface our presentation with a warning, as this topic may be triggering to others. The Vagina Monologues by Eve Ensler follows the stories of several women who have been interviewed about their vaginas and what experiences unite anyone that identifies as a woman. Though some interviews were vaguely modified or combined, these experiences translate into characters who express their traumas, desires, fears, preferences, and needs.
Eve Ensler was an exceedingly interesting author to research, as her current works, Convention and Emotional Creature, all center around main themes of the vagina monologues. Ensler's main goal of preaching individuality and acceptance for the American woman is beautiful and has persisted throughout the years. She has given many speeches and has attended several feminist rallies to promote the fair treatment of women.
The Vagina Monologues was released in 1996 to soon be critically acclaimed by the New York Times and Wall Street Journal. Eve Ensler interviewed over 200 women about their experiences with womanhood and how they personally feel about their own vaginas. She then did her first performance on her own at the conservative Myanmar.
The play's word was heightened, and Eve eventually got a spot at the Heroes Art Center in New York City, and they even sold out Madison Square Garden for a charity event and raised over $100 million. In 2004, a transgendered group of actors performed it and turned their experience into a full documentary called Beautiful Days. Many colleges and universities now perform the play. Instead of character names, a character may be dubbed Woman 1 or Woman 2 depending on the people's story playwright chooses to overlap. The play consists of monologues such as My Angry Vagina, When I Was 12 my mother slapped me, Hair on My Vagina Was a Village. The narrator by far plays the biggest role as she interjects her pride through her thoughts about the vagina and what it stands for. As the story progresses, we see her grow more comfortable and aware of herself and her vagina.
Once again, due to its unconventional nature, there is not a set location. The set usually consists of chairs and other small props such as books to indicate that the interview is being in process. This is up to interpretation depending on the director, but clothing is usually bare or all black for each character to show that they are anonymous. Despite being made in 1996, the play is timeless and will continue to demonstrate themes that transcend time.
As the interviewer and the author gathers these testimonials from women all across backgrounds and geographical points, she can't help but question her own relationship with vagina and what it truly means for her. Collectively, this play works to lessen the stigma against female genitalia by providing raw conversations about the plight of a woman. This ranges from stereotypes within society to how acknowledging one's vagina through self-exploration can bring transformation within self-image. This play preaches the overall beauty of the vagina to end stigmatization. It uses real poetry and wording convey a more personal feeling and attachment to the vagina and allow the audience to develop a rapport with the characters and relationship with genitalia. The assault and traumatic memories serve a pained picture for the reader. With strong imagery, it would be impossible not to have emotion stirred up within a reader. It enacts a motivation in the reader to care more about women and their vaginas, as well as to try to help make the world safer.
The author put monologues and scenes out of chronological order and instead used topic progression as a propeller of the plot. Ensler also used flashbacks to different time periods to show contrasts and similarities that surround a woman's genitalia. At times, she even uses elements of surrealism by personifying vaginas and giving them thoughts. Realism, of course, is used to depict the character's trauma throughout the play by reliving events. The performance of these monologues show audiences that these experiences such as rape, mutilation, and stereotypes are real. However, the words also paint a picture in the audience's mind about the vagina as a character that has wants and needs that include destigmatizing its existence. Since females tend to wear all black and carry little to no props, the only things you can see are their character in the movement and language that is portraying their stories.
Throughout the play, my perception of womanhood shifted quite drastically. A lot of moments made me physically shrivel up and feel almost a sort of disgust. However, I realized this was the intention of those moments. I used them to reflect on myself and what I personally despise about my body. There were moments where I was led to examine myself physically more as well when I took a more intrusive look at my vagina than I'd ever have previously. I was always personally ashamed of my body, and the discoloration of my vagina as it did not blend with my skin. It also naturally was extremely tight and small in comparison to a large majority of my body. Mentally, this play lifted my spirits and showed that all vaginas are unique and beautiful no matter how they appear physically.
I absolutely adore this play. I love the narratives that it's pushing. I love the conversations that are happening, and I felt very included, and I had my vulnerable moments, and I had to put it down at some points, but I did pick it up and I did finish it, and I found that I was more confident in my body because of the conversations that happened. And overall, I'm just very grateful for being introduced to this play, and it was a wonderful experience to read it. The first of the three symbols we chose were flowers. We noticed flowers being utilized to represent the vagina, and I think that out of all of the symbols we will show, this one is by far the most beautiful and packed with layers of symbolism from a historic standpoint and theatrical point. Flowers represent blooming, growth, and beauty, hence it's the perfect symbol to aid ideographs for this play. When we think of flowers, they tend to be seen as delicate and beautiful, almost untouchable. Deflowering woman in this society is known as taking that innocence and beauty away simply because you had sexual intercourse. Being sexually promiscuous or active often is seen in a negative light when it's women. Thus, many use it as a way to devalue women. Unfortunately, this is called out within the play.
However, vaginas look a lot like flowers. Being sexually active doesn't define who you are. It doesn't take away your beauty. Your vagina is perfect, just how it is, no matter how you use it. And sexual activity and self-love don't make you worth less than you are, despite the stereotypes that unfortunately exist still today. Women's voices often aren't heard within society. Though we have progressed, it's still a traditional role of women to be silent and submissive, not questioning what a man said. This gives women the opportunity not to only say what they want, but to be heard and projected. Microphones carry out sound and messages. They are important not only on stage, but in general to draw attention to sound.
This play not only gives women voices, but their bodies and vaginas, which are often too taboo to mention. I like the microphone and what it represents because this play essentially feels like a microphone, amplifying the voices of women of all ages, sharing universal experiences, and normalizing the shunned upon and bring awareness to the violence that happens so often to women everywhere.
Lips not only look like labias, but they hold voice. Women's lips are usually covered with makeup to increase their beauty and draw attention to them. However, as much as men like to stare at women's lips, they tend not to hear them. Lips are also used for kissing to enhance experiences sexually. Their beautiful women's lips hold so much power and love, yet it tends to be concealed. This play allows women to open up and speak their truths.
Thank you so much for watching our Pecha Kucha. We had a lot of fun creating this, and this is also our works cited.